This is the local park of Singapore, of Singaporeans. Imagine this park has the same number of visitors than the famous Singapore Botanical Garden. But basically, these are local people. That's the difference. Singapore had a really strong vision about bringing the city within gardens and within waters. That was Prime Minister's vision, and therefore different agencies like PUB were starting to think about a different strategy to collect rainwater from the entire island. They call it ABC Water Guidelines. I stepped into this program, was helping basically the city really to give that a meaning and showing, how can you integrate stormwater management and waterways restoration and park using. I was working on the central catchment looking for pilot projects, and Bishan Park and Kallang River restoration was great for me. So if you remember on pictures how that looked like, it was just a boring straight canal, like a highway going from A to B in the fastest way as possible. On both sides, fences, steel embedded in concrete, pool water like in a prison. So what we were thinking, how would it be if we open that water, make it wider, have more biodiversity, bringing functions like cleansing systems into that, and slowing down the water process to harvest stormwater finally in the Marina Barrage, which is very important for Singapore as a water supply for drinking water. I knew at the same moment that this is an old park and it needs a facelifting. So I did a workshop actually very close by, which is actually just over there in a little shed. And we did invest a week, my team did just invest a week of work. We invited local people, also people from different agencies, and we came up at the end of the week with a vision about bringing the two things together, restoration of the river and facelifting and upgrading and making that to a modern park. So by the end of that week, I could present this to the two CEOs from N-Parks and PUB, and they luckily took this idea and agreed upon to do a joint project. I think the focus on this project is really to bring the green and the blue together. The green is the park, the blue is the water, and to get it out of the gray and recycle the gray. Bring the gray to a point where we recycle like cradle to cradle, using the old stuff of concrete and creating it to stabilize the riverbank, to bring bioengineering in that. And then finally to bring the river as part of the park together, and saying the park is also part of the river system. So instead of having a sort of controlled area where we say this is a river and this is a park, we actually overlap. And this is a big challenge because it means you have to overlap finances, you have to overlap management, you have to overlap finally also maintenance questions, and responsibility questions. So what you see here is now today is very calm. So we don't have any big storm event at the moment, but you can probably expect it might change in 2 or 3 hours. There might be thunderstorms coming down in Singapore in the afternoon. You have suddenly a lot of water coming downhill and actually out of this huge urban settlements around here. So everywhere where you see little holes like the one here in the back, there would be a lot of water coming in, and this would fill up with water, and we would suddenly have the water coming up, in the worst case, actually as high as you see the red little sign post over there. That's how high the water can be. There is a warning system that we have blinking light like you can see over there. There is just a test run. There are warnings like people with loudspeaker in many different languages, in English and Mandarin and so on. They would hear this, please step out of the waterway of the river because the water might come up. Finally, there is a warning system where all park rangers get a signal on their cell phones, and then many other things in addition to that. So safety was one of the very top issues. And you must imagine this is a real pilot project. It has never done in this scale. in the tropics. That is the main purpose. I mean, to get people close to nature and to do it in a way that you really can enjoy and celebrate it. And I just show you a little example. Just have a look over there. We have seating benches, and this could be, especially in the evening when it's pleasant here, hundreds of people sitting over there watching maybe on a stage which is contemporary, which we can take away when there's water coming. There could be like an art performance, a dance group, or there could be a jazz band, or there could be a local, you know, even a type of opera going on here, and people are just sitting and enjoying in the middle of the waterway. But you can also imagine that kids come down, play there. We have stepping stones to cross over. We have big biodiversity. We have a research monitoring program going on, which we do together with NParks. We have seen a lot of species actually coming back. So from many sides, this turns out to be a success story. This is a very interesting topic, really a dense city where everything is artificial, where nature is completely sort of somewhere, but not here. It's extremely important to create spaces and experience, a realm of experience for local people to see what nature can be. What is the dynamic of a river? What's the beauty? What is the function? So we will have a lot of education programs also going on. We have a number of schools around here. They can learn about it. And this is very important for a modern society which is future oriented, to learn firsthand what is natural process, what is sustainability, and how to bring function and lifestyle and aesthetics together. Even it's not open yet. There are a lot of people are attracted already. People speak about it. And I just know this new condominiums there, the value of this did go up. You know, it looks so easy, but this is really hard work, tough work. It's first of all to think about new technologies, about how to do them, how to bring them here to the tropics. But even more important than all types of new technologies about biodiversity, it was the main job of myself and my team to convince and to create confidence. Because our client is not trained or was not trained to automatically believe, you know, in new sustainability techniques and in a sort of new approach about how to work with that, how to open it, what would happen. At this point we were confronted with fear and with horror scenarios. We had always to bring that, which was very often a very abstract fear about what could happen if. And we had to bring that down to reality and say, look, this is what is real. This is how it would work. Let's do a try. Let's go step by step to build up confidence and to get finally the different agencies behind this project and to make it their child. That was one of the biggest challenges on this project. The next sort of task we should really go for is to go in these regions, you know, where it is really narrow and where we have housing areas, how to treat water there so that finally the water which comes out on all these holes is already in a much better condition to bring better water quality down the stream. We have to do our homework already there. So we are hoping that this will be the start of many new steps.
On the survey, the total number of birds is about 54 species that has been surveyed along the Transact, but the birds that interact with the water is about 17 birds that actually go into the water or they feed around the water. So it's quite a good number considering that this is a very urban space.